Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Los Angeles Lakers have signed former Houston Rockets and Dallas Mavericks center Christian Wood to a 2-year, $5.7 million deal with a player option at the end of the second year, when the second year is a $3 million contract. So Christian Wood will be under contract for this 2023-24 season with the Los Angeles Lakers, and then he'll have a $3 million player option to start the offseason, and he can either decline or accept that player option. If he accepts it, he'll stay with the he'll stay with the Los Angeles Lakers for the 2024-25 season, and if he declines it, he'll become a unrestricted free agent. So that is what Christian Wood's contract looks like, with him earning $2.7 million in this season and $3 million in the 2024-25 season if he decides to opt into that player option. Christian Wood spent the past season with the Dallas Mavericks, while the 2020-21 season and the 2021-22 season with the Houston Rockets, and signed a big 3-year contract with the Rockets in the 2020-21 offseason. He signed a big contract with the Rockets. It was a 3-year, I think it was a 3-year, $68 million deal. It was a 3-year, 60-something. And as a Rockets fan, we picked him up on a big contract. He played 2 years here and had some decent success, averaged 21 points per game in his first season here, and then 18 in his second season. And then got traded to the Dallas Mavericks, had a really solid season coming off the bench for the Dallas Mavericks in the 2022-23 season. Let's go over his stats over his past 3 seasons, 2 with Houston and 1 with Dallas. In the 2020-21 season with the Rockets, he played 41 games and 41 starts. Remember, that was a season where there was only, it was only 72 games in that season. Now, he did miss, a total of 31 games that year, but we didn't miss 41 because that was not a full 82-game season. He played in those 41 games. He averaged 21 points per game with 10 rebounds per game, and he also averaged 1.2 blocks per game with 2 assists per game. And then his free throw percentage was 63%, while his three-point percentage as a big man was 35%. Then his second year with the Rockets averaged 18 points per game with 10.5 rebounds per game. And his free throw percentage was 62%, and his three-point percentage went up at 39%. And that season he played 68 games with 67 starts. Then got traded to Dallas for a first-round pick, Boban Marjanovic, Sterling Brown, Trey Burke, and another player that I forgot who that was. It was Marquise Chris. So Marquise Chris, Sterling Brown, Boban Marjanovic, and Trey Burke got sent to Houston with a first-round pick, which later became Ty Washington, which was the 29th overall pick that was headed to Houston, and a deal that sent Christian Wood to Dallas. He played 67 games there this season with 17 starts, averaged 26 minutes per game, averaged 17 points per game with a total of 7 rebounds per game with the Dallas Mavericks. His three-point percentage with Dallas this season was 37%, with his free throw percentage actually going up to 77%. So his free throw percentage took a huge jump compared to his 2 seasons in Houston. Took a jump of 15 and 14% in his 2 other seasons with Houston. And his three-point percentage was 38%, and had a great season off the bench. Was a sixth-man, definitely was a sixth-man candidate to win Sixth Man of the Year with the season he had. I don't think he was in the final 3 voters, but he had a good enough season to the point where he was considered to be a Sixth Man of the Year, and had a great season with Dallas last year, and now he's going to be on the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, look at the Lakers' depth. I mean, it's unbelievable if you think about it. Look at their roster depth that they have. Your starting group is D'Lo at the point, Austin Reeves at the shooting guard, small forward LeBron, power forward Jared Vanderbilt, center Anthony Davis, and then this is the second group that they have. At point guard, you have Gabe Vincent. At shooting guard, you have at backup shooting guard, you have Cam Reddish. At backup small forward, you have Rui Hachimura. At backup power forward, you have Christian Wood, and then at backup center you have Jackson Hayes. And then here are some of the guys they have on the third group. I mean, this is the third unit right here, and these are the guys they have on their roster. Jalen Hood-Schifino, who was the 17th overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. So Jalen Hood-Schifino, Taurean Prince, and Jalen Hood-Schifino and Taurean Prince are the two guys that are on their second unit alongside Max Christie. So those are the three guys that are on their third unit. So you have Jalen Hood-Schifino and Taurean Prince and Max Christie in your third unit. I mean, Jalen Hood-Schifino was almost a lottery pick in the NBA draft, and not only that, Taurean Prince had a great season with Minnesota last year. Max Christie had a good rookie season with the Lakers. The Lakers' depth this season is way better at any point than it was last season. And I'm talking about like after the trade deadline. Even if you view what the Lakers roster looked like last season, at the end of after they made all the trades, after they acquired D'Angelo Russell and acquired Jared Vanderbilt and Malik Beasley and Rui Hachimura, after they did all the trades and upgraded their roster, I still think their roster looks better right now, and their depth chart looks better than it did at any point for them last season. And this Lakers team is going to be a scary team. They're going to be a top 4 team in the Western Conference, maybe top 3. And even you never want to hope for injuries with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but LeBron and AD both missed some time last year. And honestly, look at this roster and look at the way it looks. If LeBron and Anthony Davis could be out of the lineup for the Los Angeles Lakers, we're not talking about long-term injury. We're just talking about one game, LeBron and Anthony Davis potentially being out of the lineup. This Lakers team is still loaded. I mean, you have D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Christian Wood, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Rui Hachimura. I don't know. I think I already mentioned Austin Reeves, Jackson Hayes as well. I'm not saying I honestly, here's the way I feel about this team. They could maybe, like, if you subtract LeBron James and Anthony Davis from the roster and you put the current roster that they have, the Lakers could maybe be a top 12 team in the Western Conference with the roster they have. If you subtract LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you add those two guys, those two superstars in to the mix for the Los Angeles Lakers. This is a dangerous ball club, and I think they're going to be a fun team to watch this season, and especially they're already going to be a fun team to watch. Now you add in Christian Wood. Imagine how good this Lakers team will be this year. I know they've had their disappointment years, like the 2021-22 season. They had Russell Westbrook, supposed to be a big 3 between AD, LeBron, and Westbrook, and it was a huge disappointment. They didn't even make the play-in. They were the 11th or 12th seed that year. I know last year they started off as big disappointments and eventually were able to come back and finish the season as the 7th seed. But I think they've had hype up in the last two seasons, and they were expected to be, one of the top teams of the Western Conference in the past 2 seasons, and they haven't been, being the 11th or 12th seed in the 2020-21 season, and then being the 7th seed last season and having a horrendous start to the year last year. They have hype again this upcoming season, and this time I think the hype will actually fall through, and the Los Angeles Lakers will be a firehouse. This team will be a firehouse this year, and they will be an unstoppable team. This team has improved, adding in Gabe Vincent, adding in not only Gabe Vincent, but adding in Christian Wood as well, adding in Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, Jalen Hood-Schifino in the draft. Also, a full season of Rui Hachimura and Jared Vanderbilt. Because think about that. Those two guys that the Lakers acquired, you got full seasons from D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, and Rui Hachimura. Because these 3 guys were also, think about that. They were only there for half of the season last year. So you got full years with those. You have a full season with those 3 guys right there. And then also, Austin Reeves will be better, not only better than he was last season, but healthier. This Lakers team, and also another addition with Jackson Hayes, I forgot to mention, this Lakers team will be much better than they were last year. I know the West is getting a little bit better than it was last season, but the Lakers are going to be a scary team in the Western Conference this season. You guys let me know your thoughts on the signing for the Los Angeles Lakers. This is going to be a big move. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out.